Hi, and welcome to Conversion Conversations. This is Cameron, and today I'm taking a look at Transformers Generation Studio Series 107 Scorponok. It is Rise of the Beasts Predacon Scorponok, and we have essentially the Scorpion that appeared at the beginning of the Rise of the Beasts movie when it was invading the Maximal planet, and then at the end when Unicron called down his army. I think it vaguely it reminds me of that Scorpion. I feel like the Scorpion in the movie was much more gray and steel and metallic colored. I don't remember any purple on it, but it is a really cool looking Scorpion. We do have a traditional Predacon symbol here, which is neat. I don't remember seeing that in the movie. I mean, we saw one on Scourge's chest, or his like little collection of insignias, but I don't remember seeing it on these guys. I don't like these were very Bayformers and inspired designs, I think, so I can't remember too much of their detail in the movie, but we do have a really nice, neat looking head sculpt. I like the multiple insectoid eyes, the mandibles, that looks really good. I do really like how these arms work, how they have these like they're almost like blasters. They've got turbines in them, that sort of thing. Can we get that in focus? There we go. We've got the claws. It is a little kind of detached from his shoulder and his like insect arm, but I still think it looks really, really cool. Again, even though it doesn't really seem accurate to the movie to me, I really like the paint scheme here. I think that looks really awesome. We do have some metallic detail on these legs, and these legs are, I want to say, individually jointed. We have, a single joint here, and then this is, moves them together. So I do appreciate that, even if we don't. Oh no, we do have jointage in this knee, just not this knee. So you do get some decent posability, and we have a wicked looking tail. I think that is an awesome looking tail, as well as some insectoid back legs here. So he can sit kind of flat on the ground. You do kind of have to use his arms to keep his face out of the ground a little bit. He doesn't really fit onto the stand, the diorama piece there, but I think it still looks pretty cool. And he looks nice and menacing. It's pretty decently articulated for the Scorpion mode. We have a joint here. We have a independent joint here. So I really like that, can pull the arms back if you need to. You can bring them together if you want him trying to grab something. That's pretty decently articulated. This is a ball joint, so you can move these arms, up and down. If he's fighting someone, up high, like a robot here, he can be trying to slash his claws up higher. I do like that. The head is on a single joint here, as well as a ball joint, so you do get some pretty decent articulation. And this is the robot head as well. We'll show that in a second. Like I said, a single joint here, a secondary joint to move this front leg independently. There we go, like so. And then a ball joint here is appreciated. So some nice, normally these are like one single piece molded, so I do like that. The back legs at this area where it connects to his thorax, or whatever you want to call it, that is a fixed connection. It is tabbed in there, but we do have a ball joint here and a ball joint on the toes, as well as some swivel here in the tail, so you can get the tail going side to side. We do have forward curl at the base. Let me try that again. It does want to kind of pop out. It's just a peg. So if we go, let's see, a little bit of articulation there anymore, and it starts sliding out. It can go up that high, that far back. This section can go much further. There we go. This section wants to pop out. It's not very securely in place, but it does have plenty of articulation. And then no final bit of articulation on the stinger piece. But again, it is a cool looking Scorpion mode. I like this a lot. It might be my favorite. Here is Beast Wars Scorponok. Obviously, much more realistic in terms of Scorpion details, but I think I like this Scorpion mode just in terms of articulation and play pattern better. We did get the Rise of the Beasts Scorponok from the, whatever they call the Beast Alliance Battle Masters. So there you can see, these two versions of them. And I think this is not technically a deluxe figure. It's supposed to be like slightly bigger than a core class or whatever you want to call it, but less budget than a deluxe. This feels, because it's not super screen accurate in terms of color and stuff, it feels more like a mainline deluxe than a Studio Series figure. But it still looks really cool in this mode. And I mean, that's like, if you're trying to replicate the movie, that's all you need, because this guy doesn't transform in the movie. So if I was judging this as like a Studio Series figure, I want this mode to be as accurate as possible. And I just don't remember the purples. I feel like, I mean, maybe that head was right. But as is, I feel like this could have had a little more articulation in the legs, even though it's more articulated than the normal Scorpion modes. And I'm pretty happy with the arms, and I kind of wish the tail had... The tail is such a big emotive piece for a Scorpion that I really wanted more joints in the tail, even though, again, it has plenty of segmented joints. But as is, it is still pretty nice. And this isn't all it does. It is a transformer. Even if he didn't transform on screen, he does transform. So to start him off, we're going to pull off his tail. I don't think we need to do that, but we can just pull it off, set to the side. Next, we're going to come in back here and we're going to flip up his abdomen, revealing his like robot thighs, which lets us come in here on these tabs, and we're going to remove both tabs for his legs. There is a joint here, which we are going to reveal by pulling these legs back to show his kind of waist joint. We can accordion the whole piece down, and that lets us take these legs. We're going to bow them out, flip them around on the ball joint, and then close them back up. And you can see there is a little tab here and a little slot in that knee armor that we can just collapse together, get his toes in the right place. Same thing on this side, flip it around, collapse it. And there we've got the lower legs done. Next, we need to come in on the arms, and we can open up his claws. I really like this. This is probably my favorite part of the transformation, that they hid the robot mode hands by covering them up in the shoulder claws. That is so cool. It's just a neat little piece of visual design, and it layers his like claw lethality. It just looks really good in Scorpion mode, and it helps make the transformation a little bit different. It's just a little bit of detail that I really do appreciate. Next, we're just going to bring this head down. That's all the head does. Again, feels simple for a Studio Series, but it is effective. And I think I don't have... No, I guess I do have his back as far back as it needs to go, even if that doesn't feel 100% right. It's not going to go back any further. Then, so we do have this piece. It doesn't really plug in anywhere except where it originally was. It just tends to fall off during transformation. I just put it back on and then curl it around. And here is Scorponok in his itty-bitty little robot mode. Now that we've transformed him, let's go check out our winner from last week's giveaway. All right, it is time to announce the winner of Transformers Generation Studio Series Gamer Edition War for Cybertron 06 Starscream. We have over here on the left all the comments on the video. If you entered the giveaway, you got a little heart. Help me keep track. And the question of the day was just what leaks were you excited about? Over here on the right, we have the 25 entries. And we're going to pick our winner, rand between 1 and 25. Our winner is number 14. 14 is Draco C-Mex. Draco C-Mex, congratulations. What were you most excited for? The Cosmos refresh. Yeah, there's a lot of people. I mean, Cosmos being so hard to find was a shame. So I'm sure a lot of people are really happy about that. Congratulations, Draco C-Mex. Get back to me on any of our social media. We'll get Starscream packed up and shipped out to you next week. And let's get back to the review. All right, congratulations again to the winner. I did forget, if you don't want the tail back here, there is another spot you can put it. He does have, interestingly, instead of on the outside forearm, he has on his inside forearm a place for you to put this tail here. So connect, I don't know, kind of, that always wants to come apart. Some sort of like stinger piece there. And again, it's the same exact head sculpt we've seen before. It's very Bayformers inspired, but I think it's a pretty cool one. Normally I don't love the design, but for a character named Scorponok, it works a lot for me. I like these pauldrons. I like his overall design pretty well. It is, because of the articulation we saw on the neck before, the neck is nicely articulated. You can get, a lot of emotion out of it if you want to untab it from there. Otherwise, you can kind of rest it on his chest. 360 on the ball joint. And I think, oh, you know what? I think I can collapse this further. I didn't get that tab in all the way. There we go. 360 on the shoulder. It can go up. These are curved nicely, so it doesn't, his carapace doesn't interfere too much with how high his arm can go, which I appreciate. There is bicep swivel. There is full elbow bend, which I really, really appreciate. Double jointed elbow. Ball joint on the palm, and the hands are nice and big, and it makes them feel very emotive. He's like, oh, I'm gonna get you. Or he can kind of, our plans are almost complete. Big hands on an action figure make them feel more emotive. There is surprisingly a waist joint. Even though this piece is locked in place, they did make it the waist 2 pieces, so you can get some swivel in here, which I really, really appreciate. We do have a full Van Damme split. We do have thigh swivel, although the thighs are really tight and I need to make sure I press my shins together when I rotate it. Otherwise, they want to kind of come apart, but I do appreciate that. 90-degree bend on the knee. We do have all sorts of ankle tilt, although the heel will stay the same. So I think pretty decently articulated. Maybe, a little on the small side, but I think he looks pretty good. We can, I guess, set him next to, Studio Series Mirage. There you can see, again, they never fought like this in robot mode. We can, I forgot to show it off I don't even know that there's really there were like thousands of these guys. Scale for Scorponok doesn't super matter to me, but there is how they look together. And yeah, it's a neat looking, I really appreciate that he's like got Insecticon colors, especially this bit of gold in the chest really screams Insecticon to me. I like the toy. He does, funnily enough, kind of continue Scorponok's tradition of being kind of a shrimpy toy. But I think, like, if you're looking for a cool movie-style Transformer, this is one of the better Studio Series. I like looking at it compared to the other Studio Series Deluxes, especially for Rise of the Beasts. This might be my favorite next to maybe, like, Air Razor. And it's a totally new mold. I recommend this one easily. For $25, I think you're getting a pretty cool toy. I like how articulated it is in Scorpion mode. I like how it looks in robot mode. The transformation is fun. Nothing felt tedious. Nothing felt fragile. It's one of the better ones. The only shame is this isn't really a character, right? If you're like trying to do the best Rise of the Beasts inspired diorama as possible, like you essentially just want this guy for the Scorpion mode, which again, fun transformation as we're listening to the cops come tearing down the road. But it's a fun transformation. Yes, I am going to do the whole thing backwards just because, again, I like fiddling with it. Like, this is going to be my desk bot for a while, I think. I feel like it's a less than minute transformation, which on a Studio Series Deluxe feels pretty good. And here's the part I'm talking about. This is the only, it's not even like a bad part of the transformation. You just got to get these pieces lined up correctly. And on first instinct, it doesn't really look right all the way. You got to kind of get the legs spread open so that the tabs sit upright and perpendicular to the crotch piece. There we go. Close that back up, stick the tail in there, close these pieces down, and then get the individual, can we? Come on. There we go. Same thing on this side. Yeah, so this, right, is how he appeared-ish in the movie. Then let's get some Rise of the Beast toys for scale. I feel like Optimus Primal beat up quite a few Scorponoks. Here's Mirage. So, this feels about right for scale. If you want to troop build this, it's just a solid toy. The things I like about this are unrelated to it being a Studio Series figure. It's not the most screen accurate or anything like that, but it's just a good toy. Easy recommendation. Thanks everybody for watching. Catch you all on the next one. Bye!